What's going on, guys? Big OpTic Hex here and Matt from AsylumHDGaming. Welcome back, Matt. This is part 2 of the conversation or the video that we uploaded yesterday. There was a lot of questions in the obviously in the chat or in the comments section. So I wanted to get on with our conversation because I think that having this conversation with you was good for us, right? Because it sheds a little bit more light into what I think our position is in the gaming community, still in the Call of Duty gaming community. So if it's okay with you, I'd like to continue on with some of the things that you said, and then we can have the same conversation that we had yesterday, but obviously on the new topic.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So right after you said, obviously we left off on OpTic being once the best clan ever, and not no longer being that in your eyes and in a lot of people's eyes, and then obviously being overtaken by FaZe and Obey on YouTube somehow. After that, you said that we were recruiting trick shooters and that we were mainly a feed clan, and that we need more montages, right? Is what you said. So
yeah.
So what do you mean? Like, we post nothing but montages. So I'm assuming that what you mean by that is that we don't post enough montages, like what we talked about, and with the thing that I mostly agree with, which is we don't upload daily montages, which is something that we do. Now, in your eyes, right? In the eyes of the spectator, in the eyes of somebody that likes OpTic in a spectator, do you think that it'd be a good idea if we were to say upload a montage in the morning and then upload a commentary at night, or do you think that would be detrimental to either one of the videos? Like, one video would get more traction than the other?
Not necessarily. I think it's mutually beneficial for all of the viewers, because at the end of the day, some people prefer montages, some people prefer listening to people talk. It's completely beneficial to whatever the viewer wants to see. Obviously, if you have a gameplay and stuff, with the gameplay, it's like a truer version of who you are. Obviously, you can see yourself from the beginning to the end of the gameplay, rather than just like a short clip, like halfway through a montage, for example. But like you said before about obviously me saying it was just mainly a feed clan, it is good to see some variation, obviously, within OpTic. But I don't know, it's like recently on like Obey and stuff. When Obey formed, it was like the dream team. Literally, they threw all of like some of the best players together, and they came together and made like one of the best clans. But I think it was more like the rebellion between like Agony and FaZe, like where he got kicked out and stuff, and then it's sort of like this whole thing kicked off.
Yeah.
But like when Predators dropped on OpTic Nation, that was the shit. That was like the reason everybody started playing again. That was a massive focal point in like the YouTube history. But I think if OpTic had like a montage similar to that caliber again, I think a lot of people would sort of sit up and go, "Oh, hang on a minute, OpTic are like, they're putting in a lot of effort into this one. Like, you know what? I'm actually going to go watch the videos on a more regular basis," because it's like, I don't know how to explain it.
I completely understand, bro. Like, you don't need to explain. I completely see your, like, I as you're saying it, like, I am more clear about OpTic that I have been in a while, and you know what? I appreciate the fact that you were willing to come on, and I actually appreciated the fact that you made, the commentary, because in my truest of hearts, like, I know that some people believe that OpTic is no longer the best. I know that they consider that just because we don't have views and we don't get the same views and the inactive subs. But for me, inactive subs mean nothing to me, because Machinima, for example, has 1.4 million subscribers, and their videos get only 20,000 views. And so I don't care about that. It doesn't matter. But the fact that you guys are defining, or not you guys, but the community is defining OpTic, or the status of our placing in the community upon our views, then I think that obviously that hurts me a little bit, right? Because I think that, and I've never said this, right? Because I'm a man, goddammit, and I hide my feelings like a champ. But it hurts me a little bit when I hear stuff like, "Yeah, we're not the best," or blah blah. When we, obviously, I felt that we had achieved, the goal that we needed to achieve on YouTube, and I decided to go and try to continue to build upon the brand of OpTic and move us onto a different thing. I was evolving, and in my evolution, or in the evolution of OpTic, I neglected the YouTube channel. I neglected I neglected making videos. I neglected staying in the people's eyes and giving them my thoughts and telling them why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. And you know, to this day, I kind of regret it, right? I kind of regret taking a year off to concentrate on something and not let you guys know what was going on, not let you guys know on my thinking. But at the same time, you know, if I say ahead of time what I'm doing, this gives other clans the opportunity to copy what I'm doing and obviously, you know, move along in there. And obviously the element of surprise is the best, you know, it's the best tactic when you're trying to grow something. But now that we've achieved, you know, what we wanted to achieve in the competitive side of Call of Duty, I think that I'm going to concentrate back on YouTube. I'm going to come back with more commentaries and more gameplays than I have ever before. And that's a fucking promise. You know, no more taxes. No, I'm kidding. So you know, again, bro, I really appreciate that, because as we were talking, I figured, I'm like, why not have a daily montage, say in the morning, and then at night we're gonna have from the same dude that posted a montage. We'll have a commentary by him. That way we can have 2 videos from one person a day. That way you can both watch his montage, and at the end of the day, get to know who he is. At the end of the day, hear a story from him. At the end of the day, hear what went through his head when he was making the montage, what sort of creative process he had while talking to the editor, etc. So thank you for that idea. I'm going to definitely talk to my team about it, and I'm going to use it. I know it wasn't your idea, but you sparked it in my head. So,
okay,
okay, sorry, man. I ramble on sometimes, and I apologize. But again, thank you for coming on. So, what does it... Okay, so Shadow, former self, they're not running in the same league. So you said that we were in this moment the Shadow of our former self, and that we weren't currently running in the same league as, you know, FaZe and Obey. And I guess this relates back to the same thing, right? Like hearing you say that hurt me a little bit. I'm not saying like apologize. I'm not saying feel sorry for me. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that, like, you know, if we're being honest, I felt a little bit hurt because, again, you know, like, and it's completely my fault that I'm giving you guys these thoughts, because I completely left everybody in the dark about my plans with OpTic. You know, about my plans of saying, you know, I think we've reached something here. Let's move on to the next thing. Like right now, I have something in the works that I think is going to be beneficial for OpTic as well. I think that's going to put us in a different setting. I can't tell you what it is yet, obviously, because I like to, again, element of surprise. But so, you know, now that you've talked to me, right? What are your thoughts about OpTic now that you know some of the things that you didn't before? Like, do you still feel the same? Do you still think the same way that you did? Like, do you still think that we're not in the same league as FaZe? We're not in the same league as Obey?
Oh no, without a shadow of a doubt, you're still one of the best teams out there, regardless. Obviously, basically, OpTic founded the whole YouTube community in my eyes. But it's good to hear from not only like an OpTic member, but like the OpTic leader as well, to turn around and say, right, we're going to be doing this, we're going to be doing that, and like feeding out like ideas and stuff. It's really beneficial to hear. Like, obviously, as a subscriber and as a viewer, it's good to see like you're trying to get people involved as well. But I think it's like a good idea, the whole idea you had with like the montage and the commentary, because if people got to know people a bit better rather than just montage after montage, I think they might, you know, sort of like view the video a little bit more. Mm-hmm. A lot of people might like obviously take a liking. A lot of people took a liking to FaZe Fakey for that exact reason. But it might be the same sort of case. I mean, a lot of people haven't particularly like spoken or heard from like OpTic Clokey, mm-hmm. Or many of the other newer members. Obviously, Outcast has posted one, which is good because obviously you get to know him a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good idea. Like, I do kind of like, no, obviously I'm not the perfect person, but looking back on my video, there's a couple of things that like I regret saying.
No. I'm glad that you did, bro. If you wouldn't have said what you said, I wouldn't have had you on here. You know, if you wouldn't have said, I wouldn't have had the want to get on here and speak to our audience. Like, and this is something that, again, I apologize. Anyone listening, and anyone that has listened, anyone that was a fan and no longer is, I apologize to you. I shouldn't have left the scene. I shouldn't have left you in the dark. I should have told you what my plans were. Not tell you my plans, but tell you that I had a plan. Tell you that I'm doing something, that there's a reason for me not posting. So, bro, if anything, I want to thank you for doing the commentary. Whether you made it not knowing some stuff. Whether you did it, and it made me want to hop on here and make a fucking commentary, which is something that I don't do. So I thank you, bro. So please, if anyone out there wants to subscribe to this dude, go check out the commentary that made me, rethink and think about what we are, where we are, and what our community, perceives us as, or what I think it does. Check out his commentary. Again, I'm going to link it again in the description. You probably already saw it from the previous commentary. But subscribe to his channel. I see him going places. He speaks well. He's got a good sense of direction when it comes to where he wants his commentary to go. So, yeah, man. This game's wrapping up. Again, your channel is?
AsylumHDGaming.
Matt, thank you very much, man. We'll speak soon.
No worries. Right, thanks so much for having me on. Just a quick shout out. We're going to Insomnia 46 end of this month, so we're going to be doing loads of live streams and stuff, so come to our channel and check it out. Alright, guys?
Alright, guys. Until next time, this has been Matt and OpTic. We're out. Peace! But for now, guys, if you guys want to see where this conversation all started from, click on the box on the left to the previous video to see the conversation where, we originally, part 1, if you may. On the right-hand side, you're going to see a random video. But in the comment section, guys, I read a lot of good points. I have been thinking about maybe bringing another person on to talk with me and maybe have a conversation about this. So please leave a like, leave a message, and I'll get back to you if your comments or if your suggestions or your points are good enough. Until next time, this has been OpTic. I'm out. Peace!